Welcome to 5 Minutes with D. I'm Diana Janae, and in this episode, I have one of my past lecturers. He taught me Introduction to Economics. Here with me is Mr. Dyon Elliott. How are you, Mr. Elliott?
I am good, Jenny. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So, to get straight into this episode, COVID 19 had a devastating impact on large businesses, especially those in the tourism industry. The global economic effects of COVID 19 are still plaguing us. However, we noticed that there seems to be an increase in the creation of small businesses in Belize. So the first question is from an economist slash lecturer standpoint, why do you think that many people chose to open or invest in a small business during a pandemic?
There's many ways to answer that, but because this is 5 minutes with D and we want these answers to be very succinct and straight to the point, the short answer, necessity. As people had lost a lot of their jobs, a lot of people have decided that they probably might have well start that business that they probably were thinking about a long time anyway. I've met a couple of people like that, especially some who were in tourism, who when the tourism industry suffered what it had suffered, especially last year, they had decided to start doing different side businesses. So a lot of people have decided to go that route, knowing that they could not have necessarily found another job. So that's largely one of the things I've seen in terms of why there's a lot of new businesses, micro business in particular, popping up of late.
Okay, and that's true. So how does the creation of these small businesses or micro enterprises impact our economy?
The same way micro businesses have always impacted the economy. It's cliche now where you always hear that MSMEs, micro, small, and medium enterprises, are the backbone of the economy. The statistics range anywhere from 90%, sometimes you hear 80%. But the point in terms of contribution to GDP and employment, but the more business owners you have, that's more people who are one working for themselves. Two, potentially, if the business is successful, can provide jobs for others. So that can address an unemployment problem, and it generates income for households. It has a socioeconomic benefit. So the benefits go all around. And again, you want to see more innovation and more creativity coming out of our people, and that's the best way to get it done through your own business.
So to wrap up, do you have any advice you'd like to share with Belizean entrepreneurs, especially the younger entrepreneurs who started their business during the pandemic?
I have four advice that I probably would want to give. The first one is there's a difference between being a subsistence entrepreneur or and a high what they would call a high growth entrepreneurs. And I want to encourage my business people to think of themselves or to look up what a high growth or efficiency entrepreneur is versus a subsistence entrepreneur, and try to aim to be a high growth entrepreneur. A lot of times we do see people start business out of need, and sometimes we settle just because it's enough to get by. You can feed your family, you can pay your bills, and so that's enough. Whereby a high growth entrepreneur, you're pushing and you are seeking to expand your business. And I want more of our people to think in that way. Now, because of COVID, there are many tips you can find all over the place, especially depending on your sector. So, but the general recurring themes that I've seen over and over is be agile in business, being able to respond quickly to changes. You don't want to be in business and you don't be able to respond quickly and nimbly to some changing circumstance. You need to be flexible. Digitization, embrace technology. A lot of businesses that were able to move online are the ones that are still holding the fort and keeping some form of success. And cooperate. I've seen some small micro businesses that are cooperating with each other in ways that they never used to be competitors, but now they're cooperating with each other. There's a term, co-opetition, where you're cooperating yet competitors. So those are four quick recommendations that I would give to your listeners.
Those are some excellent tips, and even myself as an entrepreneur have has been taking in all that you're sharing, and I will definitely look up what you encourage us to look up. So thank you so much, Mr. Elliott, for this short but very insightful interview. And I hope that all the younger entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs like myself, listened and will do our research after this episode. So yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.